Hello, everyone. Welcome to the Horror Room. I'm Travis Bruce, and today we're doing another indie horror spotlight. I have with us today director. He has a movie out. It's on VHS right now. It's going to be pre-order for Blu-ray. It's going to be out in April. I have had the pleasure of seeing a screener of it, and it's called Flesh Games. And I have my man David Dawson with us. David, welcome to the Horror Realm.
Hey, thanks for having me, man.
It's a pleasure, man. It's a pleasure. So tell everybody a little bit about Flesh Games.
Okay, so Flesh Games is a found footage horror movie, dark comedy horror movie. Um, we kind of been selling it as Jackass meets like Creep, the horror movie Creep, or like CKY meets Trash Humpers by Harmony Korine. So it's about like a group of like 30-year-olds, like people my age. They get back together and they try to make their own like amateur Jackass knockoff, and it kind of devolves into something different as you go along. I don't want to give too much away, but they kind of see who's willing to go how far, and it goes in some like darker directions.
It definitely does. It definitely takes a turn because at first, so when you sent me the screener and I watched it, I was like, did he send me the wrong movie? Because I was like, this doesn't seem like a horror movie.
Yeah, yeah,
I, I was totally entertained because listen, I love Dick humor, I love Jackass, I love all that shit.
for sure.
And then like it definitely takes a turn halfway into the movie, and you're like, oh, this is going somewhere
Yeah,
deeper.
yeah, yeah.
Now, without giving anything away, there is a disgusting scene in the movie. It involves a fucking pizza.
Yeah, yeah. Yep, there is a disgusting scene involving a pizza. Yep, there's a couple disgusting scenes, but
There definitely are. There definitely are. Now, now, I was telling you in pre-interview, I was like, this is the perfect channel for you to come on because I felt like if you were done the interview, if you're going to screen of some of these indie horror, like, oh, this is dick humor. I love dick humor. I love Jackass. I've seen every single Jackass movie in the movie theaters. I used to watch them on MTV back in the day growing up. Huge fan. And of course, I'm a horror fan.
right.
So, what gave you inspiration to take a Jackass scenario and then flip it and put also a horror scenario into it?
Well, just I mean, just like you, I'm a huge fan of like Jackass and CKY and all that stuff, and old skate videos back in the day. And I was like the perfect age for that kind of stuff. And like when I was a kid, I was always running around with a camcorder and stuff. And getting older, I kind of fell in love with found footage and like shot on video horror and stuff. So I'm always kind of trying to think of like interesting ways to make found footage movies because I love it so much. But sometimes it can get kind of bland. Like the same setup every time. So yeah, I just basically I thought it would be interesting. I hadn't seen. I mean, I don't know if it exists already, but I hadn't seen anything that was like Jackass turns into something with like a narrative weaved in or whatever. So I just thought it was like an interesting take on multiple genres. And I'm also really interested in like kind of blending mockumentary, documentary. Because I mean, some of this has like elements of doc. I mean, like everybody that's in the movie, that like we shot it in my hometown in Illinois, and everybody that's in the movie is either from there or still lives there. And I mean, the first half of it could just be a documentary about me visiting my friends at home. So
Now, are these guys actually your friends? Because it seems like all the actors had a bond.
yeah, yeah, yeah. I've known everybody in the movie for years and years and years. Some of them, I mean, most of my life. Like I said, we shot at my hometown, and a lot of them still live there. Some, and then the rest of us just came back to shoot it there. But yeah,
Sweet. Now, when you were thinking of the stunts or the games or the stunts in this movie, like, did you do some research and watch some of the Jackass stuff to see? And like, you know what? I'm gonna try to find something original that I haven't seen in any videos or TV.
yeah, it was a little bit of that, and then also the fact that we're all like in our 30s, and like there's only like one of us is kind of athletic, but like none of us. So we kind of had to we had to like lean into like grosser or just like more uncomfortable stuff. So it was kind of that we couldn't do everything that we wanted to do just because we didn't want to actually get super fucked up, obviously. But
Yeah.
I mean, there's a little bit of that because I mean, a lot of it is real. So, but yeah, we definitely leaned into. We looked at like originality versus can we pull it off.
So, what were some injuries that happened on set? I'm
I
pretty
don't
sure
think
quite a few happen.
we actually got pretty lucky. I mean, there basically, I think Mike at one point he got like a big get because there's a scene where he like we smashed some TVs and stuff, and I think he got a big gash in his hand. I think he says something about it in the movie, but he just keeps going because he's
Mhm.
out of his mind. But
Yeah.
but we were pretty lucky for the most part. I mean, like I said, most of the stuff, like more athletic stuff, we let our buddy Corey do, who's like actually kind of athletic. He's the guy that did like the skateboarding in there, and I think he jumps off a roof at one point and stuff like that. But we got pretty lucky. There's only a couple scrapes and bumps and stuff.
That's good. Now, was there alcohol involved while filming this?
Yeah, I think about half of us don't drink. Like I don't drink anymore, and a couple of the other people don't drink anymore. But yeah, like Jordan, he's one of the main characters. He's a big drinker still. So yeah, there was definitely some booze involved with that. Yeah.
So, all right. So, you're a big horror fan. Who are some horror directors, filmmakers that you got an inspiration from?
Um, I would say, well, my favorite movie of all time, probably the movie that like got me into horror and movies just in general when I was a kid, is the original Halloween. So, and I think
If
there's a tiny bit of that in Flesh Games. There's like the POV angle and stuff like that. And then when it comes to other stuff, I mean, one of the big inspirations for this was August Underground by Fred Vogel. I love those three movies. We're not quite as extreme, of course, as those movies, but those are definitely a big inspiration. And then, like I said earlier, Creep is a big one. I think that's one of the better found footage movies of the last like decade. Um, but yeah, I'm a really big fan of like micro budget indie stuff, and I'm a really big fan of found footage. So just everything. I mean, and I also like stuff that because like you were saying, this isn't like a straight up horror movie, so
Mhm.
a lot of people might watch the first half and be like, what is this? But so I'm also inspired by like early 2000s, like American independent, like mumblecore movies, like Joe Swanberg, Andrew Bajowski, stuff like that. I like super realistic stuff.
This movie is definitely target for dudes, right? It's definitely target for
Yeah,
dudes.
yeah, for sure. Yeah, yeah.
Yeah. Now, all right. So, without giving away the ending or anything, did you that ending was that always the original ending that you had planned in mind, or did you have something else and you got to that point?
I think it may have morphed a little bit, but yeah, I think the I would say like from like 45 minutes on is pretty heavily scripted. Like it's almost what it was in the script. The part before everything before that kind of was just like run and gun, and we could get whatever we want. We had a couple of stunts that we wanted to for sure get in there, like there's a stunt the baseball bat tied to
Yes,
the
that was funny.
ceiling fan. That was like one of the first things we came up with. We thought that was hilarious. But yeah, so like a lot of the first section of it is just kind of there's a few things written, but kind of running gun. We just made it up as we went along. But as you get into the movie, it's more like heavily scripted. I think the ending is almost. I'm sure some stuff changed, but I think it's almost what it was on the page for sure.
And you're in the movie bits and pieces. You are the cameraman in the
Yeah,
movie.
yeah, yeah.
At any point, did you want to get involved in any of the stunts?
I did well. No, I didn't even want to be in the. I wasn't. I didn't plan on being in the movie in the first place. Which now thinking back, I think it's a good thing that I was. I think it just made it better. I don't even know how I would have directed, you know, outside of being in the movie, because it's so like doc style and there's two cameras just flying around all over the place. I don't know how I would have pulled it off, but the original plan was my buddy Kyle was going to be my character, the guy that I play in the movie, because he usually I've done four other movies before this. This is my fifth movie, and he shot everything that I've done before. So it was originally he was going to shoot it, but he ended up getting COVID or sick or something, so he couldn't be there last minute. So I just said fuck it, and I just did it. And yeah, so and no, I didn't want to do any of the any
The
of the
crazy
dumb
stuff.
shit. Yeah, that's not my thing, man. There's
Because
even there's a scene in there where we're kind of me and Mike are going back and forth about getting me to do stuff, and yeah, that
yeah,
was like a pretty realistic conversation. Like I'm not, if you guys want to do it, that's cool. I'll capture it, but I'm not doing any of the dumb shit.
Because growing up, I definitely had quite a few dumb white friends, and and they love doing crazy shit like this, and I'm like,
Yeah,
nah, I'll watch y'all fucking do it. I'll sit my black ass up here and like watch y'all do it. But I'm
yeah,
fucking good. Like I've
yeah,
never been the crazy fucking stunt guy, but
yeah.
I definitely give the props. Now, how long did it take for you to film this movie, roughly?
I think the bulk of it, I think we shot in 2 days. Um, and then there was like some stuff where so Mike he's like the main character, one of two like main characters. He's from that town, but he lives about 8 hours south now, so he had to come into town to do the movie. So there was a couple of things where I needed to shoot some pickups afterwards just to tie some things together. So I went down 8 hours down to him to shoot that. So I would say 2.5 days maybe total.
Okay, so it's pretty short.
Pretty quick. Yeah, it's pretty quick. Like I said, I mean, we kind of modeled it after like a skate video, like shooting a skate video. We kind of like ran to one location and got what we could get, did the stunt or whatever it was, the scene, and got what we could get, and then ran to another one. And there's even a couple points like there's like skateboarding footage that was being shot by two of us while we were shooting other stuff at the same time. So yeah, it
Wow.
was like super running gun.
And you decided to put it out on VHS. By the way, show everyone this beautiful VHS cover.
Yeah, where we at right here?
It's pretty fucking awesome.
Yeah, the artwork's by Rusted Winds on Instagram. He's awesome. You should hit him up. Yeah,
Nice.
so me and my company is called Other Trash Video, and then my buddy Strange Tapes VHS in Chicago. He helped me put that VHS out. He's been a big proponent of me, like my work. He found me because I have another movie that I made a few years ago called Bone Barrel, which is like it's shot more traditionally like a movie, but it's like 50-50 like found footage, so it goes in and out of like the camcorder footage. And he found that, and he found out that I was from the same hometown as him, which is where we shot Flesh Games. So he hit me up, and we've been buddies ever since. So yeah, he was like one of the first people to see this movie, and then he really liked it. So he helped me put it out on VHS. And this is actually the last copy of this printing. We're gonna do a second printing at some point, but yeah,
Sweet. Yeah, and I'm glad you put it on VHS because VHS is making a resurgence in this
yeah, it
current
is.
year,
Yeah, yeah.
2024. It's crazy.
Yeah, of course, I grew up in the 90s, so I collected VHS back then, but probably like 12 or 15 years ago, I started getting into collecting VHS again, and yeah, it's huge now. I mean, there's conventions just for that's actually where me and Scott from Strange Tapes like actually met in person. Was at it's called Dead Formats, which is a VHS analog convention in Indianapolis.
Nice.
So yeah,
Nice.
it's huge, and I think that it's perfect for this movie in particular because first of all, we shot it on actual camcorders, so it just makes sense to go straight to VHS. And then also, I mean, I remember you probably do too, watching Jackass and CKY stuff
Yes.
on VHS tapes,
Yes.
on tube TVs and stuff. So it just made sense.
Yes. And I grew up. So I was born in the 80s, but I grew up throughout the 90s. That was my
Right.
house realized shit. And I do love the quality of a VHS. It's not as okay, I shouldn't say fucking quality, but I love the grainy fucking
Yeah.
look
It's
of
a
a VHS.
vibe. It's a vibe. It's
Yes.
not. It's not a good quality technically, but it's a vibe,
Mhm.
and it looks cool. Like whatever, it looks cool. That's just what it
It
is. And
does. It
yeah,
does. And there's something about, just that tracking every once in a while it gets that distorted look. I don't know the VSS. I'm sounding like an old man, but I love a good VHS.
yeah, yeah, yeah,
I'm
for
so
sure.
glad that it's coming back.
Yeah, it's awesome. And then I mean, even shooting on tape, like you were mentioning the tracking and like some of the distortion and stuff, like some of that just happens naturally when you're shooting on tape.
Mhm.
And it kind of, in my opinion, it kind of adds to like certain scenes and like it can help like build tension and stuff like that. And it also makes it feel more real, in my opinion, when you see like faults just on. It's kind of like shoot. I mean, it's not like shooting on film, but it's the same. It's actually like a product that can get, you know, messed up and you can see it and you can like feel it, and that's why I like tape and shooting on tape and watching VHS and stuff like that.
So shooting to VHS, and do you think that we're getting lost with the whole digital age where people, which so this is something I've never done. I've never bought a movie digitally.
Yeah.
Like I just to me, I just felt like it might get lost or that service. Like, but do you think that I just saw that Best Buy has stopped selling DVDs? Like, do you feel like it's a little sad that the actual physical media is going away
I don't think it actually. I mean,
in the
places like Best.
mainstream?
Yeah, in the mainstream for sure. But at the same time, like I don't know, maybe I'm out. Like, when's the last time you bought anything from Best Buy? Anyways, like I feel like
That's true.
did
Yeah.
how, how I don't even know how many physical releases they had now. Anyways, but yeah, I mean it is sad, but like everything evolves, especially in like arts and entertainment and stuff. And I think it's great. It kind of leaves more room for like the boutique labels and like all the smaller guys to they have their own lane now. And I mean, it sucks that you won't. But again, I don't even know how much like underground or DIY stuff was being carried at a place like that anymore. So
Yeah. And the underground stuff was great. That's why I missed the video stores. I
oh, for
love video
sure.
stores. The video stores, you can find that underground shit that you normally wouldn't find,
Yep.
in a Best Buy
Yep.
or
And it might
growing up.
be it might be sitting right next to like something that is more mainstream.
Yeah, it might stand right next to Child's Play,
Yeah,
and
exactly.
like you're like, well, what the fuck is this? This looks
Yeah.
interesting. Yeah, okay.
Yeah,
Flesh
exactly.
games. Yeah.
Exactly. Yep, and it's all about the cover art. You got to get a nice cover art.
Exactly.
Yeah.
Exactly. All right. As you know, this is a horror channel, so I'm gonna ask you three horror questions. You ready,
Okay.
man?
Yep.
All right. What is a underground horror film that most people haven't seen that you think is an absolute masterpiece that doesn't get its just due?
Um, I'm just gonna say I'm gonna shout out the homies right now. Like, I don't know if have you ever heard of Bruce Longo? He's another like shot on video underground director. He put out a movie called Bloodsick Psychosis, which I think is fucking awesome. That's also out on VHS. I think he has Blu-rays too, but you should check that out. That's really good.
Okay.
Another really good and like twisted found footage movie that came out a few years ago is called The Degenerates by
Seen
Jonathan
that?
Doe. Have you
Yes, that
have
was a good
you,
one. Hmm.
have you seen it? Yeah, it's fucking
Yes,
awesome, dude.
it is.
I love that one. I mean, I know a lot of people know about it, especially like the people that are into the underground or DIY stuff. But I really love that. I think it's kind of like the perfect version of what that should be. So I love that movie. Those two are the big ones that stick out right now.
And the second question is, okay, this is a fun one. What iconic horror character are you 100% sure if they were in your house right now, you could whip their ass?
um, I'm gonna go with Leprechaun, just because I feel like he's way
Think so?
smaller than me. I'll beat his ass. Dude, I'll beat his ass right now. I don't care.
But he has magical powers and shit. I mean, you
Whatever,
gotta worry
dude.
about that. You
I
think you
don't
good?
care, dude.
Okay.
I don't care. I'll beat his fucking ass.
My answer to that is always a controversial one.
Yeah, what is it?
I would pick one of the. See, that must sound like a woman beater. I would pick one of the female Ghostface. That's who I would pick.
Yeah, it kind of makes sense. It
I mean,
depends though.
it depends, but like I
Yep.
would get like one of the little girl ones. You know what I mean? The little teenage
Yeah,
girl
yeah,
was
yeah,
like. I feel like if I know that she's in the house, 1-on-1, I feel like I can take her. Now,
yeah.
not knowing that she's in the house, fucking stab me in the back right now, then that's
Right, right. She walks into the
yeah,
frame and kills you right now.
exactly. That'd be
Yeah.
amazing. Wouldn't it
Actually,
be?
you know what?
It'd
I,
be
I'm gonna change. I'm gonna change my answer. I'm gonna
okay.
go because Leprechaun is kind of magical. I'm gonna go
Yeah,
Chucky because Chucky's not really magical. I mean, I guess there's some voodoo type shit involved, but he's just a little doll.
everything's physical with him. So,
Yeah,
like,
he's just a little
it's
doll.
gonna. Mhm.
He's not doing anything to me.
And if you know he's in the house and he's right in front of you,
It's
then it's
over.
good to go.
Yeah,
Yes,
yeah. So that's
it's a
my
different.
answer.
Yeah, it's a different story if it's stealth and you don't know that
Right,
the thing is in the fucking house.
right, right.
All right, final question: Who is a who is your favorite underrated horror director right now?
Underrated horror director. Um,
Or I should say, who you feel is underrated.
that's a tough one. You know, I'm gonna go. I don't even know if he's underrated, but I really love his stuff, and even his stuff outside of August Underground. But I'm gonna go with Fred Vogel. I think Fred Vogel's the shit, and I think that he should be making more movies. And I don't know. Do you know the August Underground trilogy, or you
Yes,
like? Yeah,
I
yeah.
did.
I mean, it's that stuff's amazing. So I don't know if he's underrated. I don't know, but
It's
I want
definitely he's definitely not mainstream. I would say
right,
he's not mainstream in mainstream, but he's also not mainstream in indie horror. He
right.
is definitely in that hardcore section, which is a pocket, a niche.
Yeah, yeah. I would love to see him like with a little bit, see what he could do with like a little bit more money. I mean, I think part of his charm is that he's able to pull off like insane shit with nothing, basically. But I think it'd be cool if he got a little bit more money behind him, and that would be awesome. So yeah, I'm gonna say Fred Vogel.
That's a good one. That's a good one.
Yeah, for sure.
All right, man. So what's next for you? You working on anything else?
Yeah, I got another movie that I'm gonna start shooting in the next month. I think it's gonna be it's gonna be another found footage movie. It's gonna be a little bit different. It has to do with like it has to do with like, all my movies have to do with like fucking losers. Basically, I don't know what that says about me, but all the main characters are just
You relate to
losers.
them or something? Okay,
Yeah.
yeah.
So, but this one it's about like a YouTube influencer, but like the bottom of the bear, like the ones that are doing like fucked up shit for donations and
Oh yeah,
like
yeah.
that kind of stuff. Yeah, so that's basically what it's about. That's what it centers on, and it's gonna be like half like vlog style footage and half like live stream type footage. So that's what I'm working on now.
Very nice.
I got a couple other things. I would love to. I have 3 scripts right now. I want to shoot them all this year if I can. I don't know if I'll be able to pull it off, but I would love to shoot the 3 movies this year. And then I also got a short that I'm working on that may be in an anthology release. I don't really have
Sweet.
I can't really say a ton of details about that one, but yeah. So I got a ton of stuff going on. The main one though is that like shitty influencer movie that yeah, I'm gonna start shooting that this month or next.
I'd love to see that one, man. I'd love to see that one.
I'll send it to you. Maybe we'll chat
Yeah,
again when
man.
that comes
Most
around.
definitely, most definitely, man.
Yeah,
Because
for
I
sure,
definitely enjoy the Flesh games. Once again, I love Jackass, I love Dick Humor, and I love gore. So it was.
for sure. Well,
Oh,
there will definitely yeah in the next movie there will definitely be some dick humor and gore and nastiness and so.
right my alley, man. Right my alley. So, so David, where can everyone find you?
Mostly I'm mostly on Instagram. My handle is Brobocop77, and then my production company is other_trash. So you can, if you want to buy any of my movies, you can hit me up on one of those, or you can find me on Facebook too. That's how we connected. Just David Dawson on Facebook. Yeah, if you want to buy any of my stuff, you can hit me up in my. I have a link tree that should have links to like all my other movies if anybody wants to check out. I got some
I'll have
stuff.
that into the and his link tree will be down in my description. So click
Yeah,
on that.
that's what's up. So yeah, that'll have links to. I got a couple of movies on Tubi. I got a couple on Amazon, and then there's some on YouTube too. So yeah, if you want to check out any of my stuff, hit me up, find me. Um, yeah, and just look out for the next stuff that's coming out.
Awesome. So everybody, check out this man. Check out Flesh Games for the fellas, for the Dick Humor fellas, the Gore fellas. Check out the because I felt like right now, if you put this movie in front of a bunch of women, they would turn it off in 10 minutes. What do you think?
I feel like most people, just in
Let's
general, would turn it off pretty quickly. I think a lot. I mean, I think that's what's kind of hard about this, like not straight up. It's not straight up horror. It's more of like a dark comedy, and it's like mixed with doc stuff and faux doc stuff. I feel like a lot of people like film festivals or whatever, people reviewing it, they watch like 5 minutes and they go, "What the fuck is this?" And then they'll turn it off. But whatever,
because
if you stick
because I
around, it'll be a treat. So.
it does because yeah, I'm telling you, I was watching it for a good 20 minutes. I was like, did he send me the wrong fucking movie?
Yeah.
I'm like, I am 100% enjoying this, but
Yeah.
I'm like, is this a horror movie? I'm like, okay, but yeah,
Yeah.
I mean, if you like that stuff, it's just an amazing combination. It really is.
Awesome, dude. I'm glad that you liked it. And also, two more things I want to mention. Well, first of
Shoot.
all, I just wanted to say again that we're releasing a Blu-ray of Flesh Games from SRS Cinema, and I'm not exactly sure what the release date is, but pre-sale is supposed to start in April. So look out for that wherever. And then also we're playing the next festival we're playing is Terrible Fest 7 in Toronto. So if
I'll
anybody's
be there.
you're gonna be there? That's what's up.
Yes.
That's what's up.
I actually interviewed Adam Wright.
Yeah. He's
Yep,
awesome.
he runs it. Yep, awesome guy.
Yeah. I'm not 100% sure. I may be able to make it up there because Toronto's only like 12 hours away from me. I mean, it's just a drive. It's a long drive,
Yeah.
but it's just a drive. I may be able to make it. I'm not 100% sure yet, but yeah, that's awesome. I'm excited to be in that
I'm just
lineup.
waiting for it. Yeah, I'm just waiting for him to give me a date because
Yeah, I don't know
it's
the
gonna be in
date
March.
March
And, you know, I have a
sometime.
date. Yeah, so I have a date.
Yep.
So I mean, I was going to plan it on. So I live in Maryland, so I was planning on
Okay.
just hopping on a mega bus, and like you said, it's a 12-hour ride.
Yeah.
Just be there. Yep.
Yep. And then so that's the only screen we're gonna do some more. My buddy that runs Strange Tapes VHS that helped me put out the tape, he does like special interest stuff. So he'll make like mixtapes of like weird clips that he's found on tapes like over the years. So we're putting together some dates. I'm not exactly sure when or where, but we're gonna do like joint screenings. He's gonna like start it with a little mixtape, and then we're gonna play Flesh Games, and then maybe depending on what it is, I might be able to have a teaser for the new movie ready. But yeah, look out if you're interested in any of that. Just check out my Instagram or check out the Facebook or whatever. So we'll have dates for that coming up.
Awesome. All right, guys. Yeah, go down in the description. His link tree is down there. You can find all of his good stuff down there, man. Listen, David, it's been a pleasure. Hope to see you in Toronto, man.
For sure, man. For sure.
And if not, listen, you're more than welcome to come back on my show, man.
Awesome.
I enjoy your work, man. I enjoy your work.
I appreciate it. Thanks for having me.
No problem, brother. All right. Well, everyone, thank you for coming to the Horror Room. I'm Travis Bruce. I'll see you guys next time. Take care.